Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, the author of 7 Sea Level Rise Real Estate Questions and the founder of SeaLevelRiseRealEstate.com, which tracks the progress of sea level rise as it challenges our coastal communities. Now, I'm here this morning to talk about a very important topic. It's the relationship that I see between COVID, our experience with COVID-19, and sea level rise. And really, the similarities come down to science and how people are dealing with it, how they are taking the information and using it to combat a common problem. Now, in the case of COVID, it's pretty well established that we can bring it reasonably under control if most people would wear masks when they go out, if they would socially distance, and if they would avoid enclosed places, crowded spaces, and close contact indoors. Now, it's easier said than done in some cases, but the same is true for sea level rise. It's easier said than done combating it to some people. Just like we understand what COVID-19 is and how to battle it, we also have a pretty clear understanding at this point how to combat sea level rise. It mainly requires reducing the amount of fossil fuels that we burn. I mean, the science really comes down to that. Just like the science of COVID involves wearing a mask and social distancing. The science is there. The problem is, what are humans doing with it? And right now, we're increasingly burning fossil fuels, which is very problematic because as we burn more fossil fuels, we're heating up the environment and we're creating a greenhouse situation, a situation where heat comes in the form of radiation. Radiation comes in from the sun and it gets trapped in our atmosphere. Just like in a greenhouse. The sun rays come in, they get trapped. They can't make it back out because the glass reflects it back in. So as a result, the air heats up. Same thing happened with climate change, global warming, and sea level rise. As the heat gets trapped in our atmosphere, it's causing the oceans to expand, and it's melting Greenland's ice sheets and the ice sheets down in Antarctica. And those are the main contributors to the sea level rise and flooding, as you can see, that we're experiencing. That's where it's coming from. And it's already challenging communities at a cost of billions, well, let's say hundreds of millions right now, but I'm pretty sure it's billions of dollars in the US and around the world. And that's going to turn into trillions as the melting of the ice caps picks up and as the ocean expands even more. So what I'm saying is we have the science. We have the science to fix this problem that we're having with sea level rise flooding and other climate problems such as wildfires and heat waves and just, a slew, and, mass extinctions of animals, a slew of different problems. And just like with COVID, we're earlier enough in the game where we can take this on. If we can get our fossil fuel burning down, we can slow down the heating up of the atmosphere and reduce some of the sea level rise that's going to threaten our generation and really threaten future generations. So we can get it under control. So now we're sort of like with sea level rise where we were with COVID-19, the pandemic, in the spring. We're at that point now. And the decision is, do we make the hard decisions right now and start to solve this problem? Or do we kind of ignore the science or try to ignore the science or make a half-hearted effort at bringing it under control? It's totally up to us. It's up to our generation to decide how to handle this. How are we going to deal with it? It's here today, so what are we going to do? Are we going to bring it under control now, or are we going to wait until we're really suffering some serious consequences and then do the best we can? And when I recorded this, we're actually in October with the COVID-19 pandemic, and the experts are saying that we dropped the ball in the United States so badly that we're going to have a very tough fall and winter. Science says they're right. I mean, if the virus spreads in enclosed places, in close contact, that's where everybody's heading in the winter. So the science is there. The question is, what do we do with it? So again, I'm Larry Richardson, the author of 7 Sea Level Rise Real Estate Questions, and I hope you'll return to the website 7sealevelrisequestions.com, because I will continuously update it with videos and facts as they're gathered. I'll see you in the next episode.